Monday, June 18th, 6 o'clock in the morning. Very warm last night. Birds are up, chirping. Sun's getting ready to come up. And yeah, I'm still inside my tent here. Mostly probably just to keep the dust off of my bedding and stuff, but I'm about ready to abandon the tent since it's getting really warm out. Today we're going to work on finishing up the outlets and try to get some things wrapped up.
Welcome back to Ray's A-Frame Adventure,
Episode 33!
What? No comment about my sleepy intro?
Nah, I slept through it.
Well, okay then.
All right, today we're going to try to get done some of the electrical stuff. And I'm going to put in an outlet here that I've got, pretty much a standard outlet. And I've got in my box right here in front of me, I actually have two wires, one coming in from power source and another one actually feeding another outlet down there. So what I've got to do is we get your two hots here and your two neutrals from these, and then your ground wire here, which has got a greenie, they call a greenie cap on it, which is the two ground wires already wired together and then coming out as a single ground to put on your outlet here. So here we've got the gold side and the silver side.
Silver and gold, silver and gold. What are you doing?
My Burl Ives impressions from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Why?
Because I thought this could be a Christmas in June episode.
That's supposed to be Christmas in July.
Huh, really? Rats.
So the gold side is the hot. This is about all I know, by the way, which isn't much. Usually my brother's the electrician, so he just tells me what to do.
Thank the Lord.
And then this is the silver side here. We're going to put the white on. So we're going to strip the wires out a little bit off the edge here. So using our trusty strippers here. And the idea here is I'm going to do this while I'm looking at it.
As opposed to not looking?
Finding the right notch there. Okay. And then basically stripping it out as such. And that's not the right notch. It's probably, by the way. Okay, there it is. So strip off a certain amount that'll go into the outlet. Now these have got screws on, so you can make a loop and screw them on. Or you can just use the holes in the back of these. Since this is a lighter gauge wire here, 14. They'll actually go into the hole here, which don't know if I can do while I'm showing you this. I guess I can't. I need it in their hand.
Yeah, we can see.
But anyway, they'll just take this wire here and you'll put it inside on the hot. So like I said, there's a little tiny hole there and that just pops in there. All right, I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so here you can see one of the black wires going into the hole, and then this one here, I've just for example, you just bend a loop in it and then put it in there and hook it onto the screw. I should mention that when you put the wire on the loop, or excuse me, when you make a loop, yeah, and you put the loop onto the screw, you want to make sure that the loop is going the same direction that you're going to be tightening. So if you're twisting to tightening to the right here, then you want to make sure the loop goes that way. That way when you screw it down, it pulls the wire and makes it snug onto the shaft of this. Whereas if you're putting it on the other way, then it tends to push it off of there. So whichever way you're screwing it on, that's the way you want to make sure the loop is going. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we got it. Moving on.
Okay, anyway, right, there you go. So that was our ground wire that we put on there. So we're all ready to go shove it back in the box and we'll screw it in. All right, then it's just a matter of taking your cover plate once you have this screwed into the box. Now I might have to put a little spacer in here. It seems pretty solid, but because of the wood sticking out on this angled wall here, because the wood sticking out, doesn't screw in completely all the way. And there was actually some tabs on here that my friend accidentally broke off there. Well, he broke them off to get them out of the way of the wood, but sometimes those tabs help to hold it stable. But anyway, this will just go on here with a flathead screwdriver. And there you go, all installed. And yes, I know I had made marks in the wall earlier, so those need to be sanded off before I put the sealer on. Actually, I'll take all this off before I put the sealer on there. In this outlet, it's at the end of the line here, so there's only hot and neutral here, and then a ground wire, just one of each here. And didn't mention before, but any screws that you're not using, it's a good idea to go ahead and screw those in all the way out of the way, so they're not sticking out. This was the heavier wire here. This was, I think, a 12 gauge wire, so it would not go into the little holes in the back, so they had to be screwed around the screws. All right, here we have a GFI circuit, which is a ground fault interrupt circuit, and you use those in wet areas here. We're here in the kitchen over the countertop, and so what happens is if there's a short or electrical problem here, this will trip this button here, and then you have a reset button on it. So it's for safety around water areas. And what you normally do is you bring in your line, your power in to the top part, and then your power out that powers the other receptacles. We've got it covered up here. That'll go down the line, so it will protect other outlets down the line. And you just need one GFI here in the first location between the other outlets in the box, the panel box. All right, I'm here in the bathroom, and I've got to put in some switches here. And honestly, I have no idea what all this stuff is.
Me neither.
So I'm gonna have to take a picture, send it to my brother in Florida, the electrician, and ask him what I'm supposed to do with all this, because...
Cut the red wire. Oops, I meant the black wire.
The truth is, I know that one of this stuff works with light here, of the mirror there, hey, and works this fan heater light combo unit deal here.
Oh, you mean the thingamabob? What's a
Just a
majigger?
switch
Yeah,
in the back
that.
bedroom, and I think I can figure this out because there's only 2 blacks here, and they're going to go on these 2 screws, and the ground's going to go here. As I said before, I know nothing about electrical stuff, but this one I think I could figure out, right?
If you say so.
June 20th, beautiful morning, but really hot last night. Nice morning. So my friend Richard and Bob, Richard and Bob, that's who it was. They were out visiting me
Who's on first?
the other day and bringing me some brotherly encouragement. And while we're here, we were talking about breakfast cereals and stuff in the morning, what we ate.
As kids, that is.
And they said something about Count Chocula. And I just got this craving, Count Chocula. Oh man, there's some of those sweet cereals which I haven't had forever. So what do we have here? Lucky Charms, baby.
Oh, with
I had to
magical
go and get some
unicorns.
Lucky Charms the other day, and I got my protein shake here, and that's what I'm using for milk. So it's gonna be a good day. Yeah, good day.
Here I'm getting ready to install a light over the bathroom sink, and I'm following the directions.
There's the surprise.
Okay, I first install the mounting plate that comes with it. Then connect the appropriate wires with wire nuts and electrical tape if needed.
And then we screwed on the cover plate.
We did, huh?
Yep, teamwork, baby.
Okay, there's the light installed, and it's pretty simple, basic. And I went with this round kind of shape because the wall's angled, so everything else I saw kind of came down and came out the wrong angle. So that works no matter how you hang it. And there I am. Yeah.
Ah,
It's hot.
jeez.
Sorry, I don't have a shirt on.
Think of the children.
Anyway, looks good. All right, I'm installing this cover here for the light fan unit in the bathroom. And believe it or not, I dropped the little screw that holds the whole thing up. And of course, it bounced around here, bounced around the shower, and yeah, you guessed it, went right down the drain. Is that unreal or what? I'll get it out. So I got my magnetic rod and fished it out of there, baby. Who's the man? Dude, if you was the man, you wouldn't have dropped it in the first place. Yeah, that's true. Anyway. And yeah, I was wondering when I would actually use this tool. It's a telescopic magnetic thing. And if that didn't work, baby, I've got one of these things, which is like a little claw. And, dude, you're starting to scare me. Right? Okay, let's back to work. Once you have your coax cable screwed onto the back of the plate, then it's just a matter of pushing the cable up there and screwing the plate on the wall. Well, I gotta go into town today, so came out to my little shaving station, which consists of I think I shave my hands.
Nice.
Stump here, a little bit of water in a half milk jug container, shaving cream, and yeah. Well, you can't see that because.
Do you own any shirts?
Anyway, so I'm using my car door mirror here to shave by. More information than you needed to know. Okay.
Who does your clothes shopping? Tarzan?
That's it. Okay. All right, this switch has caused me a lot of problems here, and I wired it up, sent a picture to my brother, the electrician, and he said no. So he finally had to send me this diagram to make sure I got it right. But so now it's all right, finally in there, and we'll figure out which switch here controls the fan and the light, and one of these controls the heater fan. But I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just wait till it gets on there, and we'll try it out once I get power, but it should be a problem. The other thing I want to mention here is I got this little lantern over at Ace Hardware, which is like an LED lantern, and it's kind of cool, and it just actually closes like that when you don't need it. And if you want to hang it, you just hang it, and then it opens up, and it gives quite a bit of light there. Anyway, just a little side. Sometimes the drywall guys will get mud right here in the outlet. Sometimes it's completely covered in this whole area, and your holes will be covered up there, so you have to knock the mud off of there. Those doggone drywall guys, oh, wait a minute. that was me. Ah. Alright, here you can see I've got double thickness of the wood and then another trim piece here. So it was really too thick and the original box is actually farther inside there, set in deeper. So I've got these extension boxes here, which will just kind of fit over the old ones, or the other ones inside there, and then kind of goes back and this just gets screwed on. That way it gives you protection as you come out farther, and it also gives you something to screw against that's a lot better, more stable. June 21st, the weather has definitely changed this morning. It's gone from really hot out to cloudy and overcast, as you can see. Just a little bit drizzly and rainy today, but thankfully much cooler, so that's good. I like being halfway up the mountain when it gets cloudy like this. Down in the valley it's clear, and in the early morning it's foggy down the valley and clear up where I'm at. But a lot of times, just since I'm halfway up, as you can see, I'm right under the cloud. There's the cloud at the top there, you can see, but where I'm at, it's just halfway, so it's clear where I'm at most of the time. In this case, you can see that I'm actually in the clouds right up in here, the cabin at this particular moment. So the valley is actually clear, and up here is where the cabin is, and I'm kind of stuck up in the clouds there. Oh well, still beautiful.
Here I was trying to trim off the top of an outlet so it would fit under some wood trim, and my first attempt was with a hacksaw on a plastic plate. That didn't work too good.
So this time, instead of trying to use a hacksaw to cut it, which is the first result was here, I ended up just taking my square and a utility knife here, and this is the new nylon. It looks just like the plastic one, this one here, but it's made out of a nylon, so it doesn't break. It's kind of flexes and bends and it won't shatter and break. So with that, I just scored with the knife multiple times and finally cut through it. I'll take a little sandpaper to the edge. But let me just show you over here. So where this is going to go is right underneath here, and it'll fit up snug under there, and then it just clears the wood there. So there you go. June 21st, the longest day of the year. It was a long day. I got a lot of work done today. It's a beautiful evening out. It's been raining earlier in the day. Oh, there's a whippoorwill. I interrupted him. It rained earlier today, cleared off tonight, and there's a moon out, about half full, and stars starting to come out, fireflies coming out. Beautiful summer evening. I don't think you can see the fireflies on this video. It's such a shame. They're so beautiful. Just waiting for the whippoorwill to come back again.
Okay, we got it.
Hey, this might be helping somebody fall asleep.
Oh, I'm sure some of your videos are very successful at that.
Say goodnight.
There he is.
Buenas noches, Señor Whippoorwill.
Praise be, Lord. Thank you for the message in your word tonight about reminding me not to be anxious for nothing. That all things are in your hands, and you work all things together for our good, for those that love you and are called according to your purpose. Good night. Lucky Charms, the breakfast of champions. Oh, wait a minute. That was Wheaties, wasn't it? Well, anyway, I'd rather have Lucky Charms. Look, it's gluten-free. What more could you ask?